everybody, and welcome back. Well, actually, we're back. I know it's been a good while. It's been over a couple of weeks since we've been on here, but legit, she was finishing semester, and I just legitimately needed a break from a mental break, basically. So we are back in rare form. So if you guys are new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. What was I gonna say? First of all, this month seemingly we might throw in like one Christmas movie, but we're not gonna be loaded with Christmas movies like we were last year. For some reason, I feel like we've seen a majority of the really popular Christmas movies. Is that why, or we just weren't feeling it this year?
I think we were feeling it this year.
We just weren't feeling it. I know, we haven't really felt like Christmassy. We barely got finished getting the tree up, and that is so unlike us. Mm-hmm. And we've been on the hunt for this Wet Bandits Christmas ornament for.
Oh yeah.
And we just can't find a reasonably priced one. So if y'all find one out there that's on sale or reasonably priced, hey, she's the gal.
Send it to me. It was cheap. Now it's expensive because people are reselling it.
And if you guys have followed us for a long time, you know that she loves Daniel Stern. Anything Daniel Stern. So, but
I literally binge watched 3 seasons of a show just to get to season 4 he's in.
Yeah,
For All Mankind.
For All Mankind. You did, right? You've been binging it since classes ended. Oh my goodness sakes, yeah. And he comes out in this season, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're debating what to do with that one. If we do it on the channel, we just do it exclusive. We just watch it in our own time. Me, because you obviously have already
I would
seen
watch it with you, but
yeah,
I've seen most of it already.
Since you're binging it. But yeah, she's a huge fan of Daniel Stern, so you guys know. If you've been with us long enough, you already know. So, and we're just trying to get ourselves in the Christmas spirit, and
we're just trying to get back into doing this again, because we just felt with school and everything going on at home, it's just been like no motivation.
Yeah, for it. So, but we're back. Mm-hmm. We are back. And we are back with, well, if you guys saw, we did Better Call Saul seasons 3 and 4 as our exclusive on Patreon.
Episode 3 and 4.
Season 1, episodes 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to see that, we have all the Breaking Bad on there. We have a ton of great movies.
We did El Camino.
Yeah, and then now Better Call Saul. So that's on there. So that started. That one was out Monday. And then the first movie that we're going to jump back into after our hiatus is
Rope from 1948.
And this was also a Patreon poll winner. Mm-hmm. We do 2 separate polls on Patreon. We do one which is for an exclusive poll, and that is just for our $8 tiers and above. Mm-hmm. And then for everybody can vote on our general 2 times a month poll. And this one was the lucky winner. And I'm glad because it has Alfred Hitchcock, and we've seen several of Alfred Hitchcock's.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Psycho.
Rear Window, The Birds. I think that's it.
And this will be also our third.
Well, 3.5 because he was in the Shootist for like a bit.
Oh, yeah, true. With Jimmy Stewart. Love him so much. Yeah, because we saw him Rear Window.
It's a Wonderful Life, obviously.
Obviously. That was a couple years ago, so check that out on our channel. We still have Christmas movies on.
And then he was kind of in the Shootist a little bit.
Yeah, he had a bit part in the Shootist. Mm-hmm. And then this, so we'll just say 3.
Like 3.5.
Yeah, 4 because he was.
4, yeah.
So, anyway, I don't know much about it. I'm assuming it has something to do with a rope.
Are they going to kill someone?
That's it.
Oh my god. Are they going to kill somebody?
With the rope? Well, it's Alfred Hitchcock, so it could be. I don't know. I hope Jimmy Stewart's not the killer. Or the victim. Please don't. Don't do that to my Jimmy Stewart. Anyway, if you guys have not, as I just talked about, please check out our Patreon. We've got many tiers in there, and we would love to have you join our Patreon family. We're going to get back in the groove. We're getting caught up with all polls, exclusive and otherwise. So your early releases, exclusive polls, watch-alongs, hangouts, all that good jazz. So just definitely check it out. And thank you for everyone who has subscribed since my birthday. I said on my birthday I wanted to get 51 since I was turning 51 new subscribers. Didn't quite hit the 51 new subscribers in my birthday time frame, but we probably got close to half of them. So thank you for everyone who has subscribed, and thank you for everyone who is a subscriber or a membership on our YouTube. We just appreciate y'all very, very, very much, and you do not go unnoticed. We just love and appreciate y'all, and thank you for supporting us even through our little hiatus here. We really appreciate y'all. Anyways, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
So with that,
Talk to it.
all right, y'all, enjoy. Kathleen,
Hey, I was right.
you were. Oh, right off the bat, they killed him. I mean, they didn't even try to hang him. They just literally just strangled him with the.
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna put him in a piece of furniture?
Nobody ever feels really safe in the dark. Nobody who's ever a child, that is.
I think he just killed somebody and he feels bad for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's the darkness.
There, that's much better.
It's a nice view, though.
You might want to keep your gloves on in case you touch something.
He just touched.
Did do it in the daytime.
He's touching the other guy's hands with
All right,
his
now,
gloves
Philip.
off. They're not masterminds at
You
this.
better put those away. Put them in my checkbook drawer behind that metal box.
Oh, so it's his office?
Okay. Or his house.
David's of this world merely occupies space, which is why he was the perfect victim for the perfect murder.
So all Davids should not be here, is that what he's saying?
Of course,
He said let's eradicate all
he
David
was a Harvard
doppelgangers.
undergraduate. That might make it justifiable homicide.
He's dead and we've killed him. But he's still here.
In less than 8 hours, he'll be resting gently but firmly at the bottom of a lake. It's for champagne.
Champagne.
I put some in the icebox.
When did you
I
put
just
it
tell
there,
me a
Brandon?
bottle of
Just
ramen.
before David arrived.
Pass out so I can forget
You
what
were
happened
certain it
here.
would come off, weren't you?
Of course. You know I'd never do anything unless I did it perfectly.
Mistake, do you?
No,
You're gonna have a part.
the inspired finishing touch to our work. Well, it's more. It's
You
the
killed somebody.
signature of the artist. Not having it would be like,
Painting the picture and not hanging it?
I don't think that's a very good choice of words.
It may turn out to be a little too choice thanks to the party.
Oh, rot. This party will be the most exciting ever given.
With these people?
Ah, they're a dull crew, all right. The Kentleys couldn't be duller if they tried. But we did have to have them. After all, they are David's mother and father.
That
Oh.
doesn't make them any easier to talk
Can't
to.
find the victims.
Don't worry. Janet'll be buttering them up, poor girl.
Okay.
She's banked everything on hooking David.
What the devil are you doing?
Making our work of art a masterpiece.
Brandon, you're going too far.
Why? What do you mean? I just thought it'd be nice to have supper in here. On this.
Oh my god.
Isn't it a good
Let's put our
idea?
food on where the dead man's buried.
Well,
is put.
At least this way no one will try to open it.
What are you worrying about, Philip? After all, old Mr. Kentley's coming mainly to look at these books. Now, what could be better than to have them laid out neatly on the dining room table where the poor old man can easily get at them? Considerate, aren't we? Most
Brandon!
What the devil? Don't you have any more sense than to... What is it? Well, go on, yank it out.
I can't.
If Mrs. Wilson were here, she'd yank it out for you. A stupid display like that in front of somebody else will be just as good as a confession. Now, take these and get a hold of yourself. If you'd let me keep the light on before as I'd wanted, I would have seen...
All right. You're perfect.
We have to be, Philip. We agreed there was only one crime either of us could commit.
A little
The
psycho.
crime of making a mistake.
Where Mr. Cadell goes. Yeah, but I tell you, the next time we give a party, I'm only going to...
Good evening, Mrs. Wilson.
What, may I ask, is happening to my table?
We're just moving the things in here.
What
What's the matter? I was sure she'd notice.
Notice what?
The rope, of course. Brandon, we've got to hide it.
Why?
Why?
Yes, why? It's only a piece of rope, Philip, an ordinary household article. Why hide it? Belongs in the kitchen drawer.
I don't know a lot of people who own rope so casually.
Well, you might let us finish.
I just walked out on her
I thought
story.
you liked Rupert.
I do.
Well, then.
Brandon, of all the people on this earth, Rupert Cadell is the one man most likely to suspect.
He's the one man who might appreciate this from our angle, the artistic one. That's what's exciting.
I'm glad it excites you. It frightens me. I know,
I
but
suggest you keep your voice down.
It's been quite a while, hasn't it? Yeah, that's why I sounded so stupid on the phone. Surprised, I guess.
Hello, Kenneth. Good to see you.
You too. Been up to much lately?
Oh, nothing to speak of.
He's also for Mr. Kentley.
David's father?
Yes.
Oh. Is David going to be here?
Of course.
Who else is coming?
Oh,
No, you don't know if that's what's bothering you.
Well,
The
yeah, he
Kentleys,
is there, but-
Janet Walker.
Janet.
Yes. I thought you'd be glad to see her. Janet.
Hello,
Yeah,
Doc.
because the other one's dead.
What would you say to some champagne?
Hello, Champagne. See what I mean about trying to be funny?
Oh my God.
Thank you, Brandon.
Oh,
Mrs.
her
Kennedy
had
isn't
something.
well, so I took the liberty of bringing my sister-in-law, Mrs. Atwater. She's been staying with us.
Oh, delighted to have you, Mrs. Atwater.
Delighted to come, dear boy. I've been in New York 2 weeks. Alice has been ill almost the whole time, and Henry is forever cataloging his library.
Oh, no, Anita. Occasionally I even read one of my books.
But I'm on a visit, Henry. This is just my second party. I suppose it's only fair that
Let
say
me take this thing.
Thank you.
Sorry to hear Mrs. Kentley.
Just interrupted her in the middle of the
just a cold.
sentence.
Oh, just about ready.
This way, Mrs.
What the heck was all this interruption in conversation?
This is all way
They're
over.
always interrupting her.
David.
Oh, no. This is, you've made a mistake. This is Kenneth Lawrence.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Anita. Kenneth is often mistaken for David, even by people who aren't nearsighted.
ow.
I
Yeah.
haven't had much opportunity to
He's
observe
gonna
the
give
resemblance
the whole
left in
thing
my
away.
body.
Now, you were born on the 14th of July. You're Cancer the Crab. You're a moon child. You're very much influenced by the moon. May I see your hand? You don't remember the hour of your birth by any chance?
No.
What about your cut hand? Where is it?
Good
They
finger.
heal already?
Strong. Artistic.
Look,
What about the concert?
where's your cut?
These hands will bring you great fame.
Rupert. I was beginning to think you weren't going to show.
You know me better than that.
Mrs. Atwater, may I present Mr. Rupert Cadell?
Delighted.
Thank you.
Mr. Kentley.
How do you do, Mr. Kentley?
Rupert Cadell, the housemaster of Somerville.
I used to be.
Then you must have taught my son, David.
Well, you flatter me. How do you do?
Hello, John.
I got that special patty of mine.
I don't like it anymore.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just teasing. Just teasing.
Oh, you're awful.
Thank you. Thank you.
You'd better get along with the carving. The rest of the things will be here in 2 shakes. Oh, Mr. Brandon, I found it.
I haven't the least notion what it was she lost.
Wonderful, Mrs. Wilson. Exactly what is this?
Cassone I got in Italy.
No, I mean, why are we eating off it?
Oh, I turned the dining room into a
There's a
library.
dead man underneath.
Trust you to find a new use for a chest. One was always turning up in the bedtime stories he told in prep school. The mistletoe bough. That was always your favorite tale, wasn't it?
What was that one about?
I don't remember exactly how it started. It was about a lovely young girl.
She was a bride-to-be, and on her wedding day, she playfully hid herself in a chest.
Yes, that's right.
Unfortunately, it had a
Ah.
spring lock. 50 years later, they found her skeleton.
I'll take Cary Grant myself.
Oh, so alive. Plastic on the goatee lace to find. So much.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, he was thrilling in that new thing with Bergman. What is it called now? The something of the something. No, that was the other one. This was just plain something. You know, it was sort of, you know.
It was right,
So
right on the tip of
descriptive.
my tongue. I once went to the movies. I saw Mary Pickford.
I was mad about her. Didn't you love her?
Oh, the Virgo type, rather.
She
like
gets so
all the
close to him
What
like
did
she's
you
gonna
hear
kiss him
him?
or
I
something.
don't quite recall the something. Or was it just plain something?
If I were you, I'd go easy on the patty, dear.
Come on, Kenneth. Don't be polite.
Oh, jeez.
Philip, would you
rude.
mind helping Mrs. Atwater?
I'd be glad to. You sit down, Mrs. Atwater. I'll bring it to you.
Personally,
Thank you
me,
so
I'm
much.
fucking up that
Goodbye.
plate. I don't
Really
know.
must have.
Because one of the subjects for our dinner table suddenly rebelled. Like Lazarus, he rose.
That's a lie.
Philip.
There's no word of truth in the whole story. I never strangled a chicken in my life.
Now, look here, Philip.
I
Maybe
never
strangled a
strangled
human.
chicken, and you know it.
Forgive me, but it just seemed very funny, you two being so intense about an old dead chicken.
For murder all year round. No. Personally, I would prefer to
What's
have
this guy staring into the abyss
cut
at?
a throat week or strangulation day.
Probably a symptom of approaching senility, but I must confess that I really don't appreciate this morbid humor.
Well, the humor was unintentional.
But you're not serious about these theories.
Of course he is.
So you're both pulling my leg.
No, why do you think that?
Well, Brandon, the notion that murder is an art which a few superior beings should be allowed to practice.
In season.
Has
Really,
the intelligence and imagination
Please, Brandon, I think we've had just about enough.
Philip, where did you put those books you set out for Mr. Kentley? I'd very much like to see them myself, if I may.
Of course, they're in the dining room. Mr. Kentley, wouldn't you
Kind
like
of
to
a
see the
morbid
books
discussion to have at dinner or at
Apologize, sir.
appetizers.
Again, I'm afraid I let myself get carried away.
Yes?
Where did you?
You were really pushing your point rather hard. You aren't planning to do away with a few inferiors by any chance.
I'm a creature of whim. Who knows?
I see.
I think he's definitely Scorpio.
Wait and see.
I don't have to. He's never this late. He's never late at all. And if something had come up, he'd have phoned. I think you deliberately arranged it so that he wouldn't come.
How clever of me.
I might have known you couldn't just give a party for Mr. Kentley. No, you'd have to add something that appealed to your warped sense of humor.
And your party so well, it's odd to have anything go wrong. She seems to be missing David. As a matter of fact, I'm beginning to miss him myself.
Aren't we all?
Mr. Brandon says he's always in a state when he gives a party.
It's the first time I've seen it. Usually, he lets me prepare everything in my own way, but look at this. Chicken's hardly been touched. Oh, it looks so lovely. But then when I was whisking out to do the shopping, he suddenly told me to take the whole afternoon for it. The whole afternoon. After that mad rush in the morning.
Did he say why?
No, just a whim, I suppose. But when I came back, he and
Come on,
Mr.
eat that
Philip
ice
were
cream.
going
I'm
at it
going to.
hammer and
It
tongs.
looks so good.
Does.
What about?
Well, now, Mr. Goodell, even if I did know, do you think I'd tell?
Oh, Harry, do you ever think of anything but books?
Very well.
You don't give yourself away, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Please serve the guests. Don't lecture them.
Don't be a douche hat.
We did get up on the wrong side of the bed, didn't we?
That's nice.
I like her.
What is going on here?
Her hands are not moving as fast as the
party?
music is going. I'm just
Yes,
saying.
but a rather peculiar party. What's it all about, Philip?
What's what all about? Let's stop playing crime and punishment, Rupert. You want to know something? Come out with it. Otherwise,
Oh, no, temper. You know, Philip,
Maybe it's
I
the only
wish I
song
could
you
come
know.
straight out with what I want to know. Unfortunately, I don't know anything. I merely suspect. I said that
I heard you.
Is all right?
Thank you.
He needs something to calm his nerves. Don't sip it. Guy, just take it. Okay.
We're not eating now, Philip. What'd you lie to me
Please
for?
play another tune.
Because I don't like to
so we
talk
get
about-
old.
About what?
I
Strangling
can't
chicken?
play with that thing.
I want you to have them very much.
It's extremely generous of you, Brandon. I don't know.
Please, I know you appreciate first
Oh my
editions far
God! You're
more
gonna
than
give
I
his
do.
own dad the rope
It's
he
really
killed
very
him with.
nice of you, Brandon.
What's wrong?
You and Philip must come to dinner very
What's
soon.
wrong
I'll
now,
get
Philip?
David to fix the
Don't you want
day.
Mr. Kentley to have the
Oh, the
book?
tall guy.
No.
He really
I mean, I don't care if he has them. I just what? I just think it's a clumsy way of tying them up. That's all.
Oh, yes, he's always been after me
Why
to
did
be
you
more
tie him with
comfortable.
rope?
Take
He didn't even finish the other one he had.
Don't you ever again tell me what to do and what not to do. I don't like it, Brandon, and I'm not going to take it.
Voice down. I hope I didn't upset Philip.
You never let me sit so
No, he's more likely mixing his drinks.
Of course. If
Why are
he's
we
not
getting
at
this
home,
angle?
where could he be?
Don't ask me. I don't know.
He might be in a number of places,
Such as?
the club or the Bradleys are giving a party.
What the fuck's
Or maybe he went down to Janet's.
Afternoon. What do you think, Brandon?
I haven't the
Very
least
interesting
idea
that
where he was.
camera just like
Don't you think it would help if we found out where
camel
it was?
work.
I suppose so.
I know he went to the club.
And we just get a half on Jimmy.
I know that he got
Mm-hmm.
there. Why? Because someone phoned from there with a message that David would meet us here.
What, do you know who gave the message?
That's all right, Mrs. Wilson. You can put the books back when you come in to clean in the morning.
Well, I didn't have any idea of coming in the morning.
Well, I'm afraid you have to. Just let the books go for now.
Well,
Oh, they were almost there.
Henry, Alice hasn't had a word from David. She's frantic.
I better talk to her.
She hung up. She began to cry so badly.
This isn't like David.
Oh, of course, I understand.
Do you know, like sometimes
May
murders
I
like
go
to
with you,
keep
Mr.
their
Kemp?
like
Thank you,
the
Janet.
families
get your
like
things.
closer watch
Oh,
or
Mr. Kemp.
weird, right?
Your books.
Oh. Oh, yes.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Take the.
Would you call me?
Now
as
it's gonna
soon
have
as
so
you
many
hear from David?
fingerprints all over it.
I'm sure the dear boy will turn up some.
Well, I don't even know if they did forensics
Janet.
like that back
Yes.
then, but
This is hardly the time, but I'm very glad we had
Jimmy, don't leave till you find this guy.
oh my.
Letting me come. I'm so sorry we have to leave. Bye.
Good night.
Goodbye. Thanks once more.
That's not yours.
I'm very sorry we had to spoil it.
You couldn't possibly spoil it.
David.
Well, I meant by leaving so early. Good night. Take care of
Here
those
we
stairs,
are.
Nathan.
I'm all right.
Snooping? Or just plain pumping? Do you know how busy he was questioning me?
About what?
Oh, what difference? You were busy in there arranging that other little touch of yours.
What touch?
Tying up the books that way.
Oh, I thought that was wonderful. Didn't you like it?
No, Brandon, I didn't like it. One bit. He'll ruin everything with your neat little touches.
A liar.
That
had no
alcohol
business
must have
telling
cleaned
that
up his
story.
wound.
Why did you lie anyway?
I had to.
Magically. Yeah.
Have you ever bothered for just 1 minute to understand how someone else might feel?
I'm not sentimental, if
No,
that's
he
what
doesn't
you
have
No,
a
that's not
conscience.
what I mean, but it doesn't matter. Nothing
Doesn't
matters.
care.
Except that Mr. Brandon liked the party. Mr. Brandon gave the party. Mr. Brandon had a delightful evening. Well, I had a rotten evening.
I don't want to
like
be
to
your
go.
friend no more.
Of course, I think we should come back here for a few days first.
They
Otherwise,
might be
it might look
cellmates
a
in
little
prison,
like,
but still.
Praying I'd wake up and find we hadn't done it yet.
But why?
I'm scared to death, Brandon. I think we're going to get caught.
Oh, there's not a chance. Oh, there was, I suppose, but not anymore. We'd better draw the curtains.
Who's that? Brandon, who's
I'll be
that?
the garage man with my car keys. Answer it.
There hasn't been time for him to get here.
Rupert.
And maybe Mrs. Wilson forgot something. Answer it.
Who is it? Brandon. Brandon, it's Rupert.
What?
He wants to come up. He says he left a cigarette case here. He wants to come up.
Well, let him come.
But you know he's lying. He's caught on. He didn't leave
Shut
any...
up and get back to that phone.
I won't.
Get back to that phone.
Brandon, I can't.
You've got to.
No, he knows. I don't...
Shut up.
Oh,
Good Lord.
jeez.
Listen to me. Rupert's on his way up now, and you've got to pull yourself together. Philip, did you hear me?
Did that slap make him want to pass out?
Come on, have another drink if you must, but get hold of
I mean, it was a
yourself
hard
and
slap,
keep
but I
your
don't
mouth
think
shut.
he...
It'll be over in 5 minutes. I don't know how much, if anything, Rupert knows, but I promise you, he'll be out of here in 5 minutes, one way or the other.
They're gonna
For
kill him.
those
They
5
better
minutes,
not.
perhaps. Any idea where you left the case?
No, not at all. Completely unlike me to forget it, isn't it? I suppose a psychoanalyst would say that I didn't really forget it at all.
Nah.
I unconsciously left it because I wanted to come back. It was when I was there. I was just going to open the chest for Mrs. Wilson when you came over, Brandon.
Why are you creeping on him?
And then what? I think I wonder where it could be. Oh, well, here it is, right where I left it. Gentlemen, I beg your pardon.
Oh.
I'm very sorry.
Wow.
Well, it's very pleasant to sit here with a good drink and good company.
And two of
I'm
you
glad.
covering over me.
Please don't let me be in the way.
Stop bluffering.
Well, I know you have things to do.
What do you mean?
Well, packing, last-minute odds and ends. You are driving up to Connecticut tonight, aren't you?
Yes, but we're all packed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, man.
Well, you often pick words for sound rather than meaning.
Well, I don't exactly know what I meant. Unless I was thinking about David.
Well, what was strange about David?
Well, his not showing up. You don't think anything really did happen to him, do you?
What could have?
Ever did happen to David? Nothing, probably.
I think I'd get out of there, man. Shouldn't have even come back.
Still,
Your life might be in danger in a minute.
where is he?
What's your theory?
If I wanted to get rid of David, I'd invite him for a drink. At the club or some quiet bar. Or better still, I'd invite him here. And no one would see us together.
Oh, that's good. And no witnesses.
Yes, that's right.
Then what?
At the appointed time, David would arrive. I'd walk slowly out of the room into the hall and greet him. Tell him how fine he's looking and so forth. And take his hat. Would probably play the piano. Now, as I recall, David was quite strong. He'd have to be knocked out. So I'd move quietly around behind the chair and hit him on the head with something.
Obviously, the only place that's closed and you don't want anyone to open.
Well, let me see. Well, I think I'd get Philip to help me carry him out of the room, down the back stairs, and the two of us would put him into the car.
You'd be seen.
What?
He's talking all slow until he
Said
gets to that
yourself
part.
if anything did happen, it must have happened in broad daylight.
Oh, that's right, I'd forgotten. Well, that means I'd have to find some place to hide the body until dark. Oh, I will admit that Janet put the notion in my head, but I never would have mentioned it. If it weren't that you seem to be carrying fear of discovery in your pocket.
What?
That's a gun, isn't it?
Hmm?
Wild fantasies, isn't it?
Oh, we all do it, don't we, Philip?
Yes.
Particularly after a few drinks. How is yours, Rupert?
I think I'll be running along.
Philip, you'll feel much better once you get out in the open air. I don't think there'll be much traffic, and we ought to make good time.
Oh.
It's a lovely night. You'll be driving up in good weather.
Is he gonna strangle them?
I almost wish I were going with you.
I love how they just don't sometimes show their faces when they're
Driving at
talking.
night always
It's
is.
more like,
But driving with you and
I don't
Philip
know. I
now
don't know
might
the
have
word.
an additional element of suspense.
Oh, you made me do it, and I hate you. I hate both of us.
Philip, you're a little drunk and you're kind of clumsy, and so.
Get it. Right.
Stupid, babbling drunk. I'm sorry, Rupert.
All right. All right. If you really want to kill, you don't miss, not at that range. Brandon, I'm tired. And in a way, I'm frightened, too. But I don't want to fence anymore.
What are you going to do?
I don't want to. But I'm going to look inside that chest.
Oh, he shot his hand?
Oh, no. No. Rupert. I couldn't believe it was true.
Rupert, please.
Please, what?
Listen to me. Just listen. Let me explain.
Explain? Do you think you can explain that?
Yes, to you I can. Because you'll understand.
Oh,
We've
it's
always
BS.
said, you and I, that moral concepts of good and evil and right and wrong don't hold for the intellectually superior. Remember, Rupert?
You're not above the law, dude.
That's all we've done.
Words right back in my face, Brandon. You were right, too. If nothing else, a man should stand by his words. But you've given my words a meaning that I never dreamed of. And you've tried to twist them into a cold, logical excuse for your ugly murder. Something deep inside me that would never let me do it. And would never let me be a party to it now.
What do you mean?
I mean that tonight you've made me ashamed of every concept I ever had of superior or inferior beings.
Yep.
By what right did you
Tell
dare
him.
decide that that boy in there was inferior and therefore could be killed. Did you think you were God, Brandon? Is that what you thought when you choked the life out of him? You're going to die.
But you said you didn't have it in you. I don't think you're gonna shoot him. Oh, he's getting rid of the bullets. Or calling him so people will call for help. Something. Did they leave? No. He did the right thing. Look at this guy, we're just having a drink like nothing. And wouldn't he get arrested too? He's there.
I guess it depends if he explains the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Rope from 1948.
That was really good.
It was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the camera angles were like how they would focus on. I guess were they trying to give you the idea that like that was coming up next? He was going to try to open the thing because then they focused on the like cook housekeeper, right? That angle, and then they only showed part of him. They didn't show them when they were talking, and the same when he was what was it when he was talking to him before he shot the gun, right?
He was taking out the rope.
Yeah, the camera angles were unique. That was good. Anything with Jimmy Stewart, I will definitely.
Jimmy puts his all on it. He puts his.
And he had
even though sometimes he's not like very expressive, it's
right.
still like.
Oh, his voice. His voice is just but it, like what he was telling him, like, you know, you can't just play with people like that and just get rid of them because they're not. You don't think they're quite as up to your standards or up to your superiority. Human beings, you can't play God with other people's lives, like he was saying. But that, I guess that's what he was like talking about, inferiority and superiority in his class, I'm assuming. But he was probably coming at it from both angles, and this guy took it like too literally.
How old are they? Like college graduates?
Yeah.
Past that? Is that what?
Yeah, I think so. You know, and then you just take this guy's. They didn't really explain it. Like, why? Were you jealous of him? Like, you really, I mean, you just picked on one of your friends and said, let's just kill him this day?
Probably.
Like, again, the other guy was folding like a deck of cards. Like, he couldn't handle the pressure, so he had a conscience. Brandon had no conscience.
That's basically what he said, isn't it?
Yeah, he did. And the thing is, a lot of people, well, if you think about the people that do harm other people, a lot of times they do not have that conscience.
Yeah.
And they don't have any regard for someone else's life. It was really good. It had a good meaning behind it, but, you know, it was just, I don't, like this movie, even though some people probably think, oh my God, that whole dinner party scene or whatever was boring. To me, it wasn't. Was it to you a little bit? Went on a little long?
I don't know. It's kind of like in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, it was interesting hearing background dialogue and it would fade out and then it would be somebody else's dialogue and then that would fade out. You know?
Yes. Yeah, that was cool how they did that. How they did that for sure.
I thought this was going to be very different. I thought the murder was going to be in between.
Oh, at like the dinner, at the party maybe?
I didn't even know there was a party.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, like somewhere in the middle.
I mean, they just killed him right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, let's just invite his parents to the party. And let's invite our professor who will solve the mystery of the party. He was cocky. You know, let's invite the ex-girlfriend to the party and the other friend. And, okay, well, maybe the dinner party maybe just took on a little bit. But I guess they were trying to get to the point of, like, setting up clues. Because how it was, like, Philip killed that chicken with, like, whatever. No description. And then how they were saying Brandon was obsessed with whatever, some lady, and then he was killed and they hit her in the chest. So they were trying to give you clues with all this story. So, you know what I mean? I think was what it was about.
I think I'd give this like a 7, 8.
Yeah, I think I'd give it an 8. Yeah. I mean, for some people, they'd probably think, oh, this is kind of slow going. I can imagine, right? And it wasn't like heavily, but Hitchcock's films are not like.
They're not long.
No, and they're not like heavily. They're not like action-y packed. They're, you know.
Like Rear Window was one place too.
Yeah, they're usually set in one solitary location.
I think the most action-packed was really The Birds, kind of.
True. That was Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they went to several locations. So you're right. They're not all in one solitary location. But, yeah, Rear Window in this one. The Birds wasn't.
Psycho kind of in and out was.
Yeah, but it wasn't in one, it wasn't just taking place in one spot. So it's a very interesting, his filmmaking, his storytelling.
Northwest Hitchcock or no?
It was what?
North by Northwest.
Oh, I don't remember.
Let me Google that.
Let us know in the comments. No, we'll check right now. We've already watched it. We should know.
It is Hitchcock.
It is. Okay, so we've seen...
Like, Psycho, North by Northwest, The Birds, Rear Window, there's 5.
5 already. Lifeboat, Hitchcock?
Lifeboats, Hitchcock.
Harvey?
Vertigo?
It's Harvey?
No.
Oh.
Vertigo is. Vertigo.
Well, we don't have him coming up anytime.
But somebody suggested it.
I think
I'm thinking. That's what I'm trying to name off some of the other ones I know.
And we've also got coming up in the next couple of weeks, just by happenstance, Lifeboat. So that's another Hitchcock. I guess we're on.
Sent that one.
Ben sent us that one, so I guess we're on a Hitchcock roll, which is fine. So if you'd say between a 7 and an 8, I'd say you're 7.5. And I'll give it an 8, just because, you know, I could listen to him talk about tree leaves. I don't care.
But still, my favorite Jimmy Stewart one is It's a Wonderful Life. I don't think anything can top that.
No, nothing could top that one. That was that was like 2 Christmases ago. So check out our reaction there. That one was so good. Oh, love that movie. Again, I don't think you have anything else to say on this one.
No,
not really. I don't think we'll be putting out any Christmas movies.
Depends. However,
I mean, we had a couple on our radar, so we'll see how we're vibing and feeling at that point. But we'll be back on a schedule. We'll be putting out until we get of course, Better Call Saul is every week, and then until we get caught up, we will have an exclusive every week, and then one obviously early access to our patrons, and then coming out to YouTube one a week. So we're not going to overdo it right now, but we're just trying to get like all of our poll winners caught up because we got a little tiny bit behind. So we're trying to get all our Patreon poll winners movies caught up. And then we'll roll into some other stuff. I mean, one of the suggestions, and it might be one of the last ones to do potentially, is one of our poll winners was the Harry Potter series, and we know there's like 18 trillion of those.
They're long.
And they're like 3 hours, so we'll have that coming up sometime in the future as well. So I don't have anything else to add to you. Well, with that, as always, be kind, especially around the holidays, because this is a tough time for a lot of people emotionally.
I'm not dabbing my eyes because they're watering.
Is she crying? No. And mentally, it can be tough for people. So just have a lot of compassion and a lot of kindness. It goes a long way, and you just don't know what people are going through. And plus, that can set off a chain reaction of kindness, and this world really needs a lot more of that. So, with that being said,
it's a wrap.
See you at the next reaction, guys.